Hello, good day. So today we would be doing design of this simple web page. Now the inspiration for this design I got from a website named Lingoda. You can see their design. Now if we analyze our design has a header bar which has a logo in it. The logo itself is an image. The image has a text and as well as a graphics in it. Now the other section that you can call it a landing section. It has a couple of elements. The first element is the progress bar. The progress bar has a progress track marked with gray background, and the progress section is the linear gradient color. Then there is a small text. The text has a linear gradient in it. It's a bit tricky to achieve. I'll show it to you. Then there is a header heading text, which is with each one tag we did it. Then there is a graphics, and then there is a button, okay, call to action button. Now these graphics, I used a software called Canva, free software, to do this design. If you see, these are individual element, okay, and finally I got this graphics, and also the logo also I used Canva for that. Now let us see this in action. Now we are here, so I'll start with an empty HTML file with the initial markup, and here I would be needing an header section and then a main landing, I can call it section, and then I'll link the style sheet file main3.css. Done. Okay, so I'll be starting with the layout, but before that I will neutralize all the element with margin and padding set to 0, because many HTML elements comes with default margin and padding, and box sizing I'll set to border box. Now for body I would mark the height equal to 100 VH, okay, and yeah, that's perfect. Now would be doing for the header section, where I will set the height equal to 70 px and some background color I'll give for, yeah, so this is the header section, you can see, and then the main landing. Okay, and there I'd be setting the height equal to 100 VH minus something 70 px, okay, and background color I'll set so that I can say something very simple, maybe, yeah. Now you can see that two section, okay. Now I will start working on the header section. So header section, we just have a logo, so I'll go and I'll put the image src equal to I'll close the tag, and I have the images in the images folder. It is known as logo. It took the default size. Now I will control the size using just setting the height equal to say 100%, and the width I will let the width to be auto, because otherwise the image will be distorted. Okay, I need some kind of a padding. It could be padding left or say 70 px, and that could be a bit big, I guess 50 px. Yeah, that's it. And I would remove the background, so that, yeah, that's what we need. Now if I remove this also, if you see, okay, now if you see the original design, you have a there is a box shadow here in the header bar, and also the background of the body, you see there is some color here, okay. So let's achieve. Okay, so for the header I would mark border equal to 1 px solid, maybe CCC. Yeah, I got the, I don't need border everywhere, border bottom would be good. Perfect. Now for the box shadow, I need to set the position to be relative, because the default position is static. So box shadow, so not box sizing, box shadow will be 2px, 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 and it could be, if I do CCC, yeah, so we got this, you see the box shadow, okay. Now so let us see just 1 second if we get this. Yeah, so this is perfectly looking okay. Now we'll be going to the landing page. The landing section, what I would be doing, I would be taking a div container, okay. Okay, now what I would be doing in the container, okay, Here I would mark the width equal to maybe something around 60%, but it's a small screen. I will mark it as 90%. I'll change it to 60%, or we can also do responsive design. But I'm mainly focusing on the large screen now. Okay, fine. 90%, and then height would be equal to, say, again 90%, and then I'd be doing the background color equal to some background color just to test this. Yeah, now you see the problem is this is on the left side, and the it is at the top. Now what we can control this using display flex, justify content. I will centrally align this in the landing section, and I am using flex container. I'm making the landing section as a flex container, and then using justify container and align items, two of the properties, to centrally put the vertically and horizontally to put the child item centrally in it. Okay, now it's in central position. Great. Now what we'll be doing, okay, we'll start. We have 5 section in it. We'll start with div progress. Okay, that is our first thing. Second one, we have a welcome text. I'll mark that as welcome and to testing. Okay, and then we have a header text. I'll mark it as, for small screen, h3. So for a bigger screen, I'll make it h1. Then we have a graphics, and the graphics will be at images / it is image1. Okay, now mark it, give some alt text also, that is good from also I should give that is good from accessibility point of view. Okay, and then finally we have the button, and that should be click. Okay, done. Now we have to take care of this thing. Now I will start with the image first, because the image is taking its default with an height. Okay, so before we go to do that, I need to make the container into a grid. Now grid would have one column only. Okay, and the rows there are multiple rows, so that will be taken care of. Now say the first progress bar 40px the row, and then the welcome text would be also 40px. Then the header bar, okay, that I could give it as 70px, and then 200px for the image, and then finally I'd mark the button could be around, say, 60px, like this. Okay, and the image, what I would try to put it inside the inside a div. Okay, now I mark the class equal to image. Okay, now here image, sorry. Okay, now here what I'd be doing, I would mark width equal to 100%. Okay, and height equal to 100%. Done, and I will be taking that to control the height of the image. Okay, now I would height I leave with, so that we can have. Okay, now you see this is done. I would control the it should be, the background color should be for container it would be let's make it transparent. Actually, for the landing section only, background color not white, it has some color, I think F6, F7, FF. Yeah, we got that color. Okay, now the problem, you see, it is aligned not very proper way. We'll take care of that. For grid, to make it centrally aligned, we have to do justify items. We have to mark them center. Now they are centrally aligned, you can see. The problem is this, now the image, if you see, it is kind of left aligned. So for that I would remove the width part. Yeah, so if I do that, it came in the center. Okay, now next thing what would be starting with the container progress. Okay, progress would have a width of, say, 60% and height of, say, 10px, and then background color would be CCC. You can see that we will put some border radius offset 10 px. Okay, and then it is done. And after that we would be starting the pseudo element to make the progress in the progress thing before. And here we would be starting with position, would mark that as position absolute, but for this the progress, the parent should be position relative, and then top should be 0, left should be 0, and then your content should be blank, width equal to 30%, width will be equal to 30%, and height would be same 100% of the parent. Background, now we need a background, not background color, linear gradient to right, blue, red kind of. Yeah, you see, this is, we achieved it, and we need a border radius offset 10 px. That's it. Okay, now this looks perfect. We will tone down the color a bit so that it doesn't look that much vibrant. Yeah, so that looks perfect. Now we'll go to the welcome text. Then what we'll be doing for this, we'll mark it background. Okay, we'll do the same background for this as well. And then we'll do the background clip, we'll do text, and then we'll mark color transparent. Yeah, so we achieved the intended result. Okay, then what we would do for the header one, we'll just mark it and 3 I did, maybe text align, not too much, center. That looks perfect. The graphics is you see it's still a bit on the left side, so what we can do, we would do a margin left of say 20 px. Yeah, that's kind of properly aligned. So I'll now go to next button. Okay, button would have a, okay, you see it is stretched, so if I do align self center, yeah, now it got its everything reset. Now what I do, padding would be equal to say 10 px, 25 px, kind of a comparatively bigger, maybe 35, a bit bigger. Font size would be equal to 16 px. Okay, great. And font family would be some kind of a sans serif, Arial will be good. And then color equal to white. I will be keeping background color will be, but it is blue, and border none, and border radius would be maybe 3 px. Yeah, that's perfectly, this is perfect. Okay, now let us see if we make it big how it looks. Yeah, this is kind of a good. Only thing is that we need it to be kind of an H1. So what I can do, fine, so now I could have a bigger comparatively. So if we mark it as H1, yeah, that's quite big. Only thing is the text is quite large. So what I can do for H1, I would mark the width equal to 60%. That is pretty less, maybe 80%, and the progress bar looks pretty big. Where is the progress? Here it is. Yeah, it could be 40%. How it is? Yeah, that looks. And then this is, instead of 30%, I could make it as 10%. Yeah, and for the button, I think it's, yeah, what comes. That's the pointer. Yeah. So this is the design we achieved. Thank you for watching.